I'll tell you the essence of Pom Poko. In my theory, the plot of Pom Poko is essentially the same as the plot of Blade Runner. That's basically all you need to remember from today's lecture. Pom Poko is actually Blade Runner. You can see the same theme from front and back. Front is Blade Runner. The protagonists in both movies are non-humans who want to become humans and are rejected. They eventually terrorize people or try to blend into human society. If you tell that story while lifting your eyebrows looking serious, then it becomes Blade Runner. But if you smile and joke about it, it becomes Pom Poko. Replicants are made identical to humans. The difference is that replicants have no empathy. They use others without hesitation, like how kind Sebastian saves the life of replicant Pris, only to be used by her. They don't enter into others' emotions. But one replicant, Rachel, visits Deckard to find out whether she's a replicant or not. And when Deckard gets injured trying to save Rachel, she hugs him. Deckard is confused and can no longer distinguish humans and replicants. But since Deckard is a Blade Runner, he has to do his job, which is to find replicants and kill them. That's the basic plot. Meanwhile, in Pom Poko, humans sing to a raccoon and say, "Let's play." Just like that, we unconsciously treat raccoons like humans. That makes the raccoons, who are originally just wild animals, become mysterious beings that yearn for human culture and do naughty things. The raccoons in Pom Poko and the replicants in Blade Runner share the same sad destiny as quasi-humans, who can't become the real humans. Shokichi is the protagonist of Pom Poko. He's always looked up to human lives since childhood, so he used to play on a swing by himself at night, or go to see Japanese Dolls Festival and admire it. He yearns for humans and wants to become one so badly. On the other hand, Gonta, a huge raccoon who looks middle-aged, says, "I'll kill the humans who stole our home," and becomes radical. Shokichi's other friend, Ponkichi, says, "I just want to live away from humans as a raccoon." Shokichi later finds out that Ponkichi wished to live as a raccoon for a long time. Now one day, they find out about a large residential development in Tama region, which gives Shokichi an excuse to study and transform into his beloved humans. He's even determined to refuse estrus in spring. He tells his mate Kyo, "We should stay chaste eternally." It sounds like modernist, or should I say Christian thought. It's a Christian idea that being a human means to control animal instinct and act rationally. Shokichi tries to be more human. That's how hard Shokichi tries to deny his identity as a raccoon and become a human. But regardless of his wish, humans pursue the development of Tama New Town, pushing the raccoons towards extinction. The extremists like Gonta use their transformation skills to scare the construction crews, kill 3 of them, and injure more. But just like the rebels of replicants in Blade Runner, the rebels of the raccoons don't impact society. And just like Deckard, Shokichi escapes with Kyo and decides to blend into human society. So thematically, Blade Runner and Pom Poko are almost identical, but the difference is that Takahata directed it in a way that doesn't look tragic. It's sad how the raccoons are so desperate to become humans, but the humans go, "Look, raccoons, can I feed them?" They only think of them as cute animals. There's a huge misunderstanding between them. So to answer the first mystery, I think this is one element that made Miyazaki cry. Or maybe he was moved by the cruel destiny of the raccoons that seemed to be the metaphor of how the labor dispute, which he dedicated his youth to, ended up. But what makes Miyazaki cry the most is his genuine, everlasting, masochistic love toward Takahata, who is extremely sadistic toward Miyazaki. Miyazaki sympathized with the raccoons as he was also desperate for recognition from Takahata, but couldn't get it. I'm not sure whether Takahata knew Miyazaki's feelings or not. But either way, Pom Poko becomes a movie that hurts Miyazaki's feelings. As I said, Pom Poko is a criticism against the fantasy genre. Pom Poko is anti-fantasy. What I mean by that is, so fantasy portrays unrealistic things like adventure, magic, or dragons as if they exist in that world. Miyazaki is good at fantasy. He's so skilled at depicting fictional airplanes or valleys like they are real. Takahata completely denies them. Takahata believes that fantasy is a lie that convinces the viewers to believe it's real. A little bit of fantasy is okay for both children and adults because that can ease their lives. But if society is full of fantasy, it's rather harmful. This was Takahata's claim before he made Pom Poko. Animation gives children dreams in a world without dreams, like in a post-war era. Fantasy is useful in such a poor period. Then, fantasy is good. But now, fantasy is everywhere. Parents try to make children believe in Santa Claus. Disneyland ads say, never give up dreams. It's too much. The world has had enough of it. What's the point of us making more fantasy? Sugar was good when people were hungry and thin. That's not the case anymore. So why make more stuff with so much sugar in it? However, we've become addicted to sugar, so we keep demanding more sugar, more fantasy. Miyazaki's crackerjack fantasy films do that to the utmost. With his amazing skills and talent, his audience believes in what he depicts. Takahata said no to fantasy films through Pom Poko, that they're everywhere now and harmful for people to watch. You can really see Takahata's antithesis against Miyazaki's fantasy movies. For example, during Operation Goblin, you see some Ghibli characters among the goblins. I mentioned this to you in the other lecture, but again, Operation Goblin doesn't affect human society. People watch it and say, that was fun. The raccoons expected this operation to affect the humans into canceling the Tama New Town development. But people saw it as a show. Miyazaki and Takahata worked for Toei Animation, whose slogan was to change the society. Ghibli inherited it, and Takahata completely denied it. Takahata's got a point. Look at some of Miyazaki's movies. Nausicaa and Totoro told children to go into nature more and play there. Laputa said people have to live with the earth. But the children only rush to the movie theaters in joy. Their parents show those movies to them every day. And they tell Miyazaki, oh, thank you so much. My child behaves so well when I show them Laputa. It's so ironic.